Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching this broadcast. I'm Thomas Special, my friends, and this is Disclosure Tonight. Happy Monday, April 20th. Yes, are we going to get a presidential executive order for disclosure? We sure as hell hope so. Even Burlison's finally bringing up, hell, we've been saying that since this was first announced. On that note, before we get ahead of ourselves and those 12 people that have passed away, unfortunately, let's go ahead and welcome in our audience and see who the heck we have out there. All right, we got A. Phil's out there along with Brains. We got Cosmo Fang. Good to see you, Cosmo. Dan Loeb's out there along with DeFore. We got Evan B. Firefly, Geraldine DeRazio. Grateful Benny's out there along with Joey Spades, Kathy Nate, 1944, and Kelly Broad with those piercing blue eyes. Good to see you, Kelly. We got Marcus and the Mandels, Maritime U.S., Necessary Dialogue, Prison Films U.S. Rainbow is out there along with Robert Anthony, Scooby Dooby Gooby, Shelley Montgomery, and Steve Mateo. How about that? Going to my third breath of welcoming everybody. And we got Supercharged Land Cruiser Teresa. Loves our president. Of course you do. Of course you do. We got the Demanas out there. Good to see you, Paul. Who farted 420? Well, it is 420, and I almost started the show at 420 on 420. May the force be with you, my friends. And, of course, the old Tommy Tanker, also known as Andy. How about that? Let me see those three magic words. Mike. How the hell are you, my friend? Happy 420.
Yeah, happy 420, Thomas. Could be an interesting show, yeah.
Yeah, it usually is. We've got a bunch of things to go ahead and talk about, thank God.
Yeah.
Except now we're going to talk a little bit more about the dead missing scientists.
Security.
National security. Okay, Daryl. Those are the magic words, national security. Mm-hmm.
Instead of a shot, you could take a toke today.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. Oh, fuck.
No, not you. I'm talking about the audience.
Oh, yeah. There are plenty of those in there, including Who Farted 420, and we've got others who from Denmark. God, did you hear the government in Denmark just flipped? After the stuff was going on with Greenland, apparently they pulled a snap election to pull all the people together. and the party who was in charge, they lost big time. Go figure.
Oh, it's like what's going on in Alberta, Canada.
Oh, yeah, and we just had stuff going on in Hungary, too.
Yeah?
They thought they're going to bring in someone younger and they're going to flip it. And it's like, no, we're going to lock down the border even tighter. Fuck you, Europe.
Yep. No, they all went out.
Yes, and sometimes we do go ahead and say the magic F word, but you know what? The show is actually rated as 18 plus for adults. It kills my ability to share the show. We get a lot less views than we normally would because we do that, but because occasionally we do drop some F-bombs, some different things here and there, Mike, it's a show for an adults, right? For comedy.
Not for kids. That's right.
Yeah. Talk about not for kids. I got two pictures that are not for kids. Shield your eyes, folks. Let's get to it. All right. This is in beautiful Florida. Yeah, I just saw that. It's a sunset this evening. Couldn't pass up not going ahead and sharing this, everyone. Absolutely gorgeous, I tell you. But this is the picture actually I wanted to share. There's a new teaser out. Not a teaser, a new preview coming for Disclosure Day. And this is at the end of the video where the thing up at the top here is spinning around, coming down, and they show the person's face there with the hands holding it down. Look, three fingers. Tridactyls, Mike. No,
Could be, Thomas.
It's the grays, but they're a little bit more brown. I guess they've been having some sun lately. Getting tan, maybe.
Could be. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. All right, on that note, I've got a bunch of stuff I can go ahead and jump into. Let me get back to interview guest for a second. Let me get up to my feed here on X. Got a bunch of different stuff for us to get in here today. I just need to go ahead and find it as usual. Welcome to my life. You have a fun time, I tell you. Oh, got that up. All right. Oh, God. We don't need to see the robots race. That's filler for the end. Come on, scroll up. I've got, okay. So in our first clip here, we've got Eric Burlson going overtime. It's either all going to be in this one or it's going to be two separate one. Here we have Representative coming to us literally from Representative Eric Burlson. Let's Get this back up again. All right, over on X from Representative Eric Burlson. Sneak into this tweet here. Scientists working in advanced aerospace and defense programs are disappearing after walking out of their homes and leaving everything behind. Not all of them did that. Only some of them did that. Some have actually, put themselves to sleep, let's say. Other ones have been killed or gone missing, and it's a mess. They're up to 11, if not 12. According to Kyle, we're up to 20 if we go a little bit further back in time. So let's get this clip coming to us. I don't know if it's with Maria Bartiromo. That's another clip we've got for today. Talking about the missing or dead scientists. I tell you, folks, it's the in thing the public is looking for. The next big thing is everything, quiets down. Let's get to it, folks. Here we go. Volume. You can hear it. I Mike and myself. And here you go, folks.
Joining us now is GOP Congressman Eric Burlison. So, Congressman, we saw you in a clip from yesterday. What's the very latest on this, and what can Congress do to look further into it?
Well, I'm very pleased that the president is taking note of this and that he's tasking our intelligence community to investigate these. We've been calling for an investigation for quite some time. While we were not aware of some of these scientists, we were aware of some of the military intelligence officials who have mysteriously, committed suicide or otherwise. But these scientists are very disturbing. They're some of the most important people in our nation, who have been given access to the most critical national security information possible, read it at the highest classification levels. And that's why it's very disturbing. Look, I would say this is not the first time that we have seen foreign countries go after their adversaries' scientists. And we know that there are programs that China, for example, has Operation Fox Hunt that's in place. So we should be paying attention to our nation's scientists, especially when they mysteriously go missing.
Are there threads that connect their work? Were they working on similar types of things?
Yeah, they were all working on jet propulsion, advanced aeronautics. Many of them were working directly for research for the Air Force. And what's interesting is that the gentleman who was leading all of that experimental research for the Air Force was General McCausland. So he definitely is kind of the fulcrum for a lot of these individuals, funding both the Los Alamos Lab, the Air Force Research Lab, as well as Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And that's where many of these scientists were working.
Is there anything that leads back to a specific country in your investigation so far?
Not at this time. Not at this time. But look, you don't have to imagine too far what kind of countries have the capabilities of coming in here. Look, there may be no connection, but one can't help but look at the fact that you have 4 people within 1 year, actually just a few months' time, less than half a year, 4 people that were all working in some way under General McCausland, who all walked out of their homes, left their cell phones, left everything behind,
wow,
and have been missing without a trace.
Yeah. A lot of interesting coincidences at the very least. Congressman Eric Burlison, thank you for looking into this, and thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is an interesting case, to say the least. It just keeps on getting out there. They keep on looking into it. My biggest problem I have with this whole situation is, Mike, they're trying to blame all of this on China when... we've heard so many times from Lou Elizondo and others have mentioned about people getting disappeared who have been involved with the UFO program in the United States. That if you
from our own government,
right,
not just foreign adversaries. Yeah, you're right, Thomas.
Tying it back to that, and not only that, don't forget we also had Lou bringing up the third 3-body problem. That's the one where there's an alien civilization trying to slow down the civilization that's on the Earth from going ahead and advancing their technology, so in the future it won't eclipse theirs, kind of.
Yeah, you're right.
And some of the people who have passed away have had damage to their brains, like it would be from something like the Havana syndrome. But if the Havana syndrome potentially came from a non-human intelligence in the first place, it may not be the Russians, but it actually may be the non-human intelligence using the technology that Russia actually recovered and tried to figure out.
That's a good point. You're absolutely right. But if the FBI looks into this, do you really think they would bring that truth out to the public? I doubt it.
Fuck no. What is the old saying? We don't have a need to know. Don't want to disturb the markets or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Something
good old
like
cover up.
that, yeah.
I mean, come on. It's like the same people who went and left threats in David Grush's kitchen, on his kitchen table, taking the ashes of a dearly beloved loved one and putting it in the frickin' trash can like it's outside, like it's a message. So
well, that obviously was a message, yeah.
And that wasn't Russia. That wasn't China. That was a blue-on-blue operation coming from the deep state. And I don't know why everyone in D.C. is shying around from that and trying to blame it on our adversaries when we already have our own adversaries here, really, in a lot of these deep state agencies that are associated with the three-letter agencies and such that clearly do not have their hands clean.
Right. You're right. But we're going to need either complete declassification to get to the truth, or we're just going to keep guessing, one or the other.
One way or the other. Syrup, your hand is up. What do you say?
Yeah. You're talking about these scientists that are coming up missing, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Stephen Greenstreet, and he's an expert on this stuff, right? He's a genius. he said there's absolutely nothing to see here. In that
he's a schmuck.
Are you sure? I mean, he's pretty smart guy, though, right?
Yeah, he's a schmuck.
All right. Okay, then. Well, I guess that's over that.
Come on, he's been out there. Anything that comes out with disclosure and everything, he has been up there with Mick West and everybody else, throwing every single person, every fact, every instance that comes out there, and he throws it all under the fucking bus. So, yeah, he may have some good things sometimes, but, Mike, do you think he's a trusted source for news and honest, unbiased opinion?
Oh, my God, no. He's on the government payroll for a long time now, Thomas. That's not exactly a secret.
No.
And he's in the middle of getting attacked by something at Skinwalker Ranch and telling everybody, I don't know what it is. But he had broke out into hives or something. And
no, it was actually cool in the episode he went there. Off in the distance, they saw this blue flashing light, and they thought this blue flashing light, they kept on going over it again, was like some kind of an alien thing going, and sure enough, off in part of the compound, there was one of those things set up like for construction that has a generator and batteries that goes along with it, with a blue flashing light, so... Not everything is what it comes out to be, especially when you're trying to deal with the phenomena on a production schedule. Just ask Ross Coulthart.
Yeah, I'm just saying he literally had like something going on and wouldn't admit that, the Skinwalker Ranch had anything to do with it, which is ridiculous. Anyway, he's just not going to give you the truth. He's a slime ball.
Yeah, he's a schmuck.
Mm-hmm.
He's paid to produce content on a regular basis. He was a paid disinformationist, right? To spread propaganda at one time.
Yeah, he still is. That hasn't stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Sorry, audience. I forgot about you out there. Let's throw up the auto chat. There we go. Greasy Stevie. That's right. Todd, I couldn't agree more. All right, let's see where we're going next. Get a bunch of things to go ahead and cover here today. A bunch of different stuff, hopefully. Well, this is one of the guys who died. He's not necessarily on the list yet, but he may be qualifying for it. Let's bring it up. All right, so this is... No, not that one. Not that. I guess we could use this one. That was on accident, but hey, it works. Let's go with it. Okay, so scientist Nuno F.G. Loureiro, I think I got that right. Loureiro? Yeah, there we go. Tried to let us know Earth requires periodic magnetic reversals to sustain its fields. He led MIT's Plasma Science and Fusion Center, where he aimed to advance clean energy technology. Unfortunately, he was shot at his home and died in the hospital. Could be circumstantial, Mike, or it could be something there. What do you think? Daryl, how about you? I don't know,
Nobody's
Thomas.
here.
I think it's circumstantial, Daryl.
Yeah. I was gonna say, let's get the proof, man. I mean,
Yeah.
good Lord.
Oh man, if we need the proof, that means we need the pudding. But I'm sorry, isn't Bill Cosby still in jail?
No, I think he got out. No.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's all right. So yeah, nothing like go to jello pudding pops. All right, so this is a video. It's been out there going around. Not sure if anyone else has seen it and everything. Man records a UFO flying up closer 2 minutes near Nellis Air Force Base. I'm not sure of the date or time, but I asked Grok to unblur and upscale the video, which means it is now schmuckified, Mike. And they put the crappy music on with it. So, it's interesting. Can't say I've ever seen anything that looks like this one before.
Is that
But
the
hey.
turd phase of the moon video?
No, it's not Turd Phase. Is it?
Turd phase had this on there.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Sorry, folks. That ruined that one. All right. Getting back to investigations and missing scientists. We've got NewsNation on the scene once more. An investigation into the disappearances of several... let's get to this one. You can see me right now. Several scientists was announced Monday by the House Oversight Committee. Yes, we've got the documents, folks. They are putting out an investigation into this. NewsNation's Nancy Rue is in the Angeles National Forest where rocket scientist Monica Reza went missing last summer. So let's get this clip up from NewsNation. Sorry about the tall screen format, folks. We'll deal with it later, but let's go ahead, hide myself, actually put you up here, and we can deal with this. Bring her down a little bit more. Let's get to see it. Here we go, folks. Back to the dead bodies.
New action by the House Oversight Committee could mean answers soon. This is the hiking area deep in the Angeles National Forest where rocket scientist Monica Reza mysteriously went missing last summer. The 60-year-old experienced hiker was with two friends that Sunday on the Mount Waterman Trail. According to one friend, Reza was about 30 feet back, smiling and waving at one point, and when they turned around again, she was gone. And despite multiple extensive searches by hikers and authorities, there's been no trace of her. Reza created and patented a nickel-based alloy called Mondaloy, which has helped the U.S. eliminate reliance on foreign sources for propulsion technology. NewsNation among the first to report that Reza worked closely with Air Force General William Neal McCasland, who also mysteriously disappeared 2 months ago. Authorities believe he went on a hike behind his New Mexico home, but his wife said it was unlike him not to tell her where he was going or to leave without his phone and keys. McCasland had managed classified information on UFOs and UAPs. The House Oversight Committee has just sent letters to various federal agencies raising questions about a possible sinister connection between the disappearances of not only McCasland and Reza, but nearly a dozen scientists who've either died or vanished over the past few years. Most have links to sensitive military, nuclear, and aerospace research. In the case of Reza, trails in the area where she vanished are deep in the Angeles National Forest, but they are well marked. Though even very experienced hikers say much of the Pacific Crest is known for being treacherous. Reza's missing flyers are now posted at various points.
Yesterday called our attention because we saw the sign, help us to find Monica, because we're hikers, it touches.
Wait a minute. Didn't she disappear a year ago? And they
I think it was still closer to 9 months, Thomas.
Close to it, but they're just
Right.
putting up signs now when people are saying, please look for her when you're out on your walk.
Yeah, a year later. Good luck with that.
Look for the bones when you're on your walk is more like it.
Right, something like that.
Yeah.
You know what really strikes me odd? The Monica Reza case is really a mystery. They saw her. She was on the trail, not alone. She had people with her. They looked back. She was right behind them, and then she completely disappeared. But what I find odd is, why is it that the 911 tapes from McCaslin's wife, which is a matter of public record now, why do they keep omitting the statement that she made to the police when she said that he had physical and mental issues and he didn't want to live any longer like that? They're leaving that out conveniently. I don't like that. They should put all the information into the public so they know what's going on.
Maybe it doesn't fit the story narrative?
Well, it probably doesn't, because I think it's pretty much self-explanatory about McCaslin.
Right.
But why would they leave it out on purpose? We covered it here on the show repeatedly.
Yeah, I hear you, Mike. Well, we're talking about Monica Resna now, but yeah, they're not saying, because they're saying he mysteriously... not a word.
Not a fucking word. And they should be making points about that, but they don't want to do it because, like you said, doesn't go into the narrative.
Right. We'll save that for the next episode, I guess.
Yeah, we will.
Or they will, for that point. Let's go ahead then and get this clip back, play the rest of it. We got another 40 seconds left to go. Here we go, folks.
Help us to find Monica, because we're hikers. It touches even more, knowing the risks. But unfortunately, it happens, And sometimes it happens that people were never found.
Yeah, back to that really quick.
The oversight.
I forgot to say this a second ago. If she just mysteriously disappeared and they looked back and she was there and she was gone, nowhere to be found anywhere, I'm sure they went and looked for her at that point in time.
Right.
That just begs to go ahead and say maybe we've got something here dealing with a time dilation, like a non-human intelligence that is actually snatching some of these people up. They've talked about their ability to control the dimensions of space and time. You never know.
That's a possibility. You're right. That could very well be the case. But at the same time, we also know they're leaving certain information out as well.
Yes. We never get to know the full truth.
Right. But we'll see where it goes.
Exactly. Here we go.
No. And sometimes it happens that people were never found.
The Oversight Committee notes in their letter to Secretary of War Pete Hegseth just a week ago that they had asked the department about the growing mystery, but the department responded by noting no active national security investigations of any current or former staffers with
God damn it.
new DOW clearance. Now, the Oversight Committee is asking for briefings on the disappearances and deaths no later than April 27th.
There you go. Now, old time's sake, here you go. We had the first poster for William McCaslin when he vanished. What a nice picture they've got of him there. I'm sure his wife's going to be happy about that one. Must be from his driver's license. So, yeah, let's look at him one last time. Hopefully they'll figure out what exactly went wrong with him. All right, so there's a video in here somewhere. We'll be getting to a Burlison talking about the need for having an executive order to talk about disclosure, Mike, right? We've heard it many times. We've been saying it since the first fucking day. When the hell are we going to get a
executive order?
An executive order.
Disclosure. Right.
And, there were executive orders that went and signed today. Just not the one we're looking for. Today's executive order, we'll play a little clip on, was for urges federal resources.
Not for disclosure.
Yeah, to increase the production of petroleum, LNG, coal, and power grid infrastructure. Let's play this little clip here, just 20 seconds long, reemphasizing, yes, there was an executive order, folks, but not for what we were looking for. Let's play this short clip before we move on. Here we go.
Moments ago, President Trump signed an executive order invoking the Defense Production Act to provide federal funds to a range of energy projects. This comes as Americans deal with rising gas prices and oil prices during the conflict with Iran. The measures cover a bunch of sectors, including coal, liquefied natural gas, domestic petroleum, and power grid infrastructure. Moments ago, President
and don't forget,
Trump
Mike, I think it was on Saturday, Trump signed another executive order to go ahead and unleash the different drug companies out there, where the real money is, my friends, to go ahead and actually move forward with psychedelic treatments for issues like addiction and depression.
PTSD.
Yeah.
No, he did. You're right. So we know he knows how to use the pen.
Right.
Just not to this subject for some reason.
You got to wonder why.
Yeah, it's not good. We've been waiting a long time. He made a lot of
Doesn't fit
promises.
the narrative?
No, I guess not.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, in other breaking news, I'm sure if you haven't heard this one out there, you'll hear it now because we're going to bring it up and say it. Well, the breaking news, Anderson Cooper has resigned from Apple. I mean Tim Cook, I'm sorry. They asked him earlier this year if he was going to go ahead and resign and retire. He's like, oh, no, I'm not going anywhere. And sure enough,
he decided to get the fuck out of Dodge for some reason.
He's put in his time. They've got a new leader, not Scott Federighi or whatever his name was. And, you know, he's missing from the pictures of different things that were going on today. I think his feelings were hurt. He needs to file a hurt feelings report with Tim that he did not get the job. He's been a phenomenal spokesperson for Apple for years. Why they went with this other guy, I don't know. But either way, it is breaking world news. But, okay, let's see. All right, if you weren't anywhere, the Aurora Borealis was out again last night. Interesting gray sky shots. I've been covering this over on my X feed. Lots of great stuff going on out there. Be sure to follow me at Thomas L. Fessler over on X. And this is just a couple of shots that are from my feed. Let's get to it. All right, so here we go. We got James Comer is out there today. Yeah, this one a little bit longer. Let me just search for it. Not that one, not that one. I'm just going through all my different feeds. Nope. You're seeing what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so let's just go with this one. We got a 48-second clip here of James Comer talking about the national security threat. Daryl, here's the national security. Slowly. Take it with time.
Thank you very much for that.
We've got a whole show going to go tonight. So let's play James Comer as he goes ahead and talks about, you know, calling out, this is a national security issue. And I would not doubt that it is, but it could be something that is a blue-on-blue operation, not anything to deal with, you know, foreign agencies. Wasn't one of the people who they're bringing up that died recently, wasn't he someone who was just contacted by Burlison's or Burchett's office to go ahead and testify and come in and talk to Congress? And within
Matt Sullivan.
Within 2 weeks of him going ahead and saying that I'm going to go in there and testify,
he ended up unalive.
He got unalived like he was coming in for a Boeing hearing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Oh, it is strange things, you know, and that's why I'm going to say this ain't no fucking foreign agency, Mike.
No.
It's
probably a lot closer to home. I'm with you, Tom. You're right.
I think we need a survey here. Emo. You start a poll. Let's and yeah, can't spell today. Disappeared / deaded scientists.
It is SHIT.
Yeah.
You said you couldn't spell it. I'm just helping.
Okay. I can spell. Close enough. Deaded. Deaded is not a word, but it sounds right.
I'll go with that. That'll work.
All right. Let's go ahead and do it before we get into the next piece here. All right. So we've got a bunch of options for everybody today. Okay, so let's do this. So the disappeared, deaded scientists. Who's at fault? Is it the United States of America? Is it an adversary? Is it a non-human intelligence? Or is it something else? And by the way, folks, the deep state, the contractors, that would be equivalent to the USA, right, Mike?
100%, Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely hits a lot closer to home, I feel.
Hey, Google, set a timer for 1 minute.
All right.
Now. Okay, so we got a minute left where we already have 44 votes in, folks. Let's see where the hell this is going to go. My sound effects are not loaded, so I'm not going to do that because I know I could potentially crash if I try to load that. I'm not going to do it. Got 45 seconds left, 44 seconds. Mike, where did you vote? I would have voted for the United States. How about you?
Yes, 100% on the United States, Thomas. We're on the same page,
Yeah.
you and I. I agree. Let's see what the audience thinks.
Well, we got 71. I don't think it's going to change at all, I'll tell you the truth. We've got 27 seconds left with 61 votes in so far, Mike. 71% of the audience, 72% of the audience is now calling out saying, who did it? United States government, an agency of the United States government, a contractor with the United States government, and anything that has a relation to the United States government is almost at 75%. We just hit 79.5%. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Well,
the audience is on the ball tonight.
all right, let's go ahead and end this poll so Anna Polina Luna can dance on it. Oh, it went down a little bit. All right, there we go. We entered at 73%, but there we go, Mike. Final answer for today. And end the poll. Sorry, Anna. There we go.
And Laura has a hand up. Let's see what she has to say.
Laura, go for it, my dear lady.
One other possibility, a combination of both. Some of these labs may be infiltrated with employees who are perhaps getting monies from organizations that are enemies of the state.
Yeah.
So that would be both. That would be
Other.
outside enemy and humans caving into bribery.
Yeah. They all like money too much, don't they?
Exactly. Yeah.
Seems to be the problem.
Another
All right.
option.
Oh, gosh, yes. So let's go ahead and then play this clip coming to us now. I think we got the answer on this one. Let's see where Comer, and there's like a 2 or 4 page document back in my tweets we're going to be getting through shortly. It's, the gavel's coming down. They want some answers. They want to know, and they want to know now. So let's get to it, folks. Video up, and larger Leo. All right, let's do it, folks. Here we go.
Well, it does appear that there's a high possibility that something sinister is taking place here. This has been going on, obviously, for the last 3 years. So what I found in 3.5 years as chairman of the House Oversight Committee is sometimes government agencies don't do a good job of sharing information on situations like this. So we've asked all those agencies, the Department of Energy, NASA, the Department of War, to all share information with us so that we can see if we can put it together and find any missing links to try to solve what's going on here, because it's very unlikely that this is a coincidence. So Congress is very concerned about this. Our committee is making this one of our priorities now because we view this as a national security threat. Well, it does appear that there's a high possibility that...
So it's a national security threat, Mike. Would you agree on that?
Completely. It absolutely is national security.
Yes.
How could it not be?
Good Lord, that's 3 times.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I'm not paying attention to that. But we need to. Gosh, where am I going to get to? I guess we're going to get to that one next. All right, so God, it was covered a lot better earlier in the morning. Don't look at the screen. We're getting there. Not Joe Cahill. Let's get back to Rob Jones reports. Rob Jones had a real... someone's birthday was today? Someone gave us an anniversary of a super chat. Was that it? It's all these hearts floating up on the screen. I wasn't even looking at it. Anomalies Crash Academy. Let's get past this one. All right, so 11 hours ago. Okay, we got two documents we get to read. Isn't that nice? Get to read 2 documents.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Hold on, I got to bring this one down here. Then I got to bring this one down. This is the first 2-page document, and apparently there's a 4-page document we get to get through next. So let's go ahead and do this one first, folks. Let's have a fun time, and I get to practice storybook time one more time for the kids. All right. Too big. All right. So this is coming from the Honorable Chris Wright, or going to the Honorable Chris Wright, who's the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Energy in Washington, D.C. Dear Secretary Wright, the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform is investigating recent unconformed reporting on the disappearance and death of individuals with access to sensitive U.S. scientific information. These reports allege at least 10 individuals who had connections to U.S. nuclear secrets or rocket technology have died mysteriously, vanished in recent years. If the reports are accurate, these deaths and disappearances may represent a grave threat to U.S. national security and to personnel with access to scientific needs. We request a briefing on any information the department has regarding these deaths and disappearances, as well as the processes and procedures in place to protect American scientific secrets and ensure personnel safety. My God, are they going to have to start bringing them into the national labs and building housing for them again to lock them up to keep them safe, like they did during the Manhattan Project? Maybe that's a step they've forgotten about.
Yeah, you're right. But did he attach any subpoenas to this request? Because he could do that. It would have more weight, but I'm not sure he did, Thomas.
Mike, I didn't say the S word now, did I?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's no subpoenas in place yet. Let's just this is the first one. And, well, this is page 1. We got page 2 to get to, and then we have another 4-page document on top of this to go through. So let's do it. Specifically, public reports raise questions about a possible sinister connection between a string of mysterious deaths and disappearances, which began in 2023. No, it's much earlier than that, with the death of Michael David Hicks, who worked as a scientist in NASA's JPL, I believe that's in actually Pasadena, California, from 1998 to 2022. Another JPL alumni, Monica Reza, who served as the director of NASA's Lab Materials Processing Group, disappeared while hiking in California in June 2025 and remains missing. In February of 2026, we had retired Air Force General William Neil McCasland and disappeared from his Albuquerque, New Mexico home with a .38 revolver and remains missing. Reports have alleged a direct link between Ms. Reza and General McCasland, characterized them as having a quote-unquote, close personal connection. Through an Air Force-funded research program in the early 2000s pertaining to, quote, advanced materials needed for reusable space vehicles and weapons. Sounds like UFO materials to me, my friends. Let's move on. The other missing or deceased individuals, according to the reports, are 2 more affiliated with NASA's JPL, 2 affiliated with Los Alamos National Laboratory, and MIT scientists working on... Second. Come on. Do it. There we go. Working on nuclear fusion. A pharmaceutical researcher and government contractor working at a nuclear weapons component production facility. When asked about these mysterious deaths and disappearances last week, White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt told reporters, just leave it, at the White House would ask the relevant federal agencies for more information. When reporters asked President Trump a similar question the following day, he told reporters that he had, quote, just left a meeting on that subject, which he said was pretty serious stuff, and indicated that he would have the answers about it in the next week and a half. Headlines. Like President Trump, the committee is concerned with the facts pattern and seeks to understand whether U.S. national security or American scientific personnel are at risk and what each relevant agency is doing to mitigate such risk. We therefore request a staff-level briefing on this topic as soon as possible, but no later than April 27th, 2026. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform is the principal oversight committee for the U.S. House of Representatives and has broad authority to investigate, quote, any matter, end quote, at any time under House Rule X. To arrange the briefing or to ask any related follow-up questions, please contact the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform Majority staff at 202-225-5074. That's 202-225-5074. Remember, 202 888-225-5074. Call them, folks.
Empire Today.
Yes. Thank you for your attention to this important matter coming from James Comer and Eric Burlson. Wow, it's not even signed by Anna Polina Luna. I'm surprised on that one.
Yeah, she's busy focusing on the UAP files.
Yeah.
From last we heard, yeah.
What are all these? Keep on getting all these freaking balloons. Oh, that's why, because it's Rob Jones' birthday is today. That's why we're seeing all the fucking things popping up. I got it. Okay, we got that one. So we got that document. Thank you, Rob Jones. You had other stuff I wanted to cover today. This is the thread. Okay. So this was an interesting thread on the document we just read. Let's go through this before we get onto the 4-page document coming from Comer. Just now, James Comer and Representative Eric Burlson sent briefing requests to the DOE, DOW, FBI, and NASA over the pattern of 10 missing dead scientists tied to nuclear and defense secrets with a briefing deadline of April 27th. The most interesting disclosure comes from the DOW, which told committee staff on April 16th that there are no active security investigations of any reported missing persons who was current or former DOW clearance holders and SAPs. No agency appears to be running a unified investigation. Let's get on to number 3. Building on my NASA NNSA point from last night, this should be FBI-led. The NNSA counterintelligence exists to protect classified information, so its investigators answer what leaked, not who killed them. A CI shop, criminal investigation produces CI answers regardless whether CI is the real story. Feel free to jump in anytime, Mike. Serial deaths and disappearances of cleared federal personnel across Alabama, California, New Mexico, and Massachusetts, and elsewhere is core FBI territory. Criminal investigative divisions for the pattern and criminal investigation division if foreign actors are at play, which we don't know if it's truly foreign actors or audiences even pulling out. 75% of us said the problem is from us, not from outside. Here we go. Another one. If you extend the scope past 2023, the pattern continues. Dr. Ning Ri, who's a DOD-funded anti-gravity researcher from Huntsville, Alabama, died after her work moved into classified contracting. Her research overlapped the Resumacastlin Materials program, the letters cite. However, get a load of this, Mike. This is what I'm talking about. Are brain scans of Lee, reviewed by Dr. Gary Nolan through his anonymous health incidents research, shown on Tucker Carlson, show injury patterns consistent with directed energy exposure. The same turns up in Havana syndrome literature and in Nolan's UAP witness casework. This is where the question comes in. Is it a foreign actor, or was she exposed to something from a non-human intelligence which has similar effects?
Well, if you remember the Havana syndrome issues that were occurring as close to home as diplomats that were in the Washington, D.C. area, initially 60 Minutes did a report on that, and we covered it. And it was Russian-based where they were conducting these experiments and operations.
Yeah.
But we now know the United States is in possession of that technology as well. So
Right.
this could be hitting a lot closer to home than Russia at this point.
Right. Irrespective of how she died, she had brain injuries that were consistent to either exposure from a non-human intelligence craft or from that stuff we bought from Russia, which may be based on technology from a non-human intelligence craft.
Correct. But that still means that we don't have a clue as to where this is originating from. But the deadline is a week from now, the 27th. So I guess we'll see what they come up with.
Yeah. We'll find out. Let's get to a little bit more in this one here. We're on number 7 of 9 next. Mark McCandish, the illustrator who drew the alien reproduction vehicle from witness testimony, died on April 13th of 2021 of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, ruled suicide. Associates reported he had contacted Senator Marco Rubio about testifying to the senior Senate Intelligence Committee on UAP weeks prior. So another person who said, hey, I'm going to come in, and poof, he's gone. Let's move on. Carl Wolf, the Disclosure Project witness in 2001, testified to seeing images of lunar structures during his Air Force work at Langley. Died on October 10th, 2018, when a tractor trailer struck his bicycle in Lansing, New York. Family sources say he planned to testify on Congress on the same material. You never know. These older cases are community tracked rather than establishment investigated. And evidence on them is thinner than on the current oversight list. But the pattern of cleared personnel and exotic research dying or vanishing does not start in 2023, and the real list is longer than 10 or 12. Here's hoping we get the answers. As we've mentioned many times before, one of our researchers in the back who's not with us today due to a file transfer issue that I can't get approved, has aligned, I believe, up to 20 of them now, eh, Mike?
Yeah, it's been at least 20 so far that we're aware of. But this is something that has been occurring across multiple states and jurisdictions, which primarily puts it into the jurisdiction of the FBI.
Right.
So they are the ones that should be pursuing this actively, and not as a missing persons case, but as an active criminal case.
That is
But
correct,
we'll see
sir.
if they do that, according to what Trump is telling us he's trying to get them to look at it as. We'll see.
Yep. It appears that those other points where I thought I saw former documents, Mike, it was the same document going to multiple agencies. Same header and same everything, just changing out where it's going to. Rats. Well, thank God for me, that's less shit that I have to read through tonight.
Yeah, that's true. But the issue is, just because you have a contractor or a private agency and you send it a letter like that, there's no special compulsion for them to tell the truth or provide answers. None.
Yep.
So that's one of the main problems we're going to be up against as far as getting to the bottom of all this.
Absolutely, my friend. Now let's go ahead. We've got another clip here of Eric Burlson going ahead, talking about his hopes for a follow-up executive order from President Trump on UFOs. Let's get this.
Oh, good. Yeah. We're on the same page.
Just need to make sure Burlson knows if you're going to get so thin and you're going to go ahead and get facial hair, you need different glasses.
Oh, he looks terrible.
Come on, Grover looks great.
Yeah. The Ozempic is like really not good at this point.
No.
It's overdoing it.
Yeah. Looks that way. But his body feels great. Way. Here we go. Let's play this clip, folks. Here we go.
I do want to get you on something else. You're an expert congressman on a topic that we ask about every chance that we get here at the Sunday briefing. UFOs and UAPs. The Pentagon missed an...
Just want to point this out. This is the Peter Doocy, Daryl. This is the guy who brings up all the questions to Trump all the time about UFOs. I lost Daryl.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Not a problem.
Yeah, no, he's also... I don't know that there's many reporters that he's in the Oval Office, he's in the press briefing room, and he's on Air Force One, and any other side. This guy has more access than I think any reporter. And thank God he's using his access to ask questions about UFOs. I love it.
Yeah, and that's where we got a scoop coming in, at least from the new guy from NewsNation, to come in and talk about him earlier this week. Let's go ahead and play this clip. Doocy is great. I'm glad we're getting others who are following in his footsteps.
I do want to get you on something else. You're an expert congressman on a topic that we ask about every chance that we get here at the Sunday briefing, UFOs and UAPs. The Pentagon missed an April 14th deadline this week to release 46 UAP files that Congress wants. Now, some Republicans are threatening the Pentagon with a subpoena. So President Trump is saying this.
We found many very interesting documents, I must say. And the first releases will begin very, very soon. So you can go out and see if that phenomena is correct. You'll figure it out. Let me know.
Do you expect this release to include information about a UFO that you've talked about in the press before that's so big it can't be moved, so the country it's in, which is classified, is hiding it by building a structure around it?
I certainly hope it does include that. Look, President Trump should be applauded. He is the disclosure president. He's done an amazing job of disclosing some of our nation's secrets that they've held on to for decades. But from my experience, we're going to have to wrestle the intelligence community to the ground in order to get this information out of their hands, because they really do everything they can to try to block us in our efforts. I sent a letter that was co-led by Representative Luna, Burchett, and many Democrats even, that was requesting these exact same video files. And then 1 month later, Representative Luna decided to go public with that same request. I'm glad that she did, because at the end of the day, we've played nice, but at some point you have to stop playing nice. You have to be direct. And so I'm glad that the president has taken action. Hopefully he will follow up with an executive order. That's where we will really have some teeth into this, and that will send a message and give the strength to Tulsi Gabbard and her team to actually get these files wrestled away from intelligence.
Congressman Eric Burlson, there's a lot there with both these topics. Thank you very much.
There we go. They're trying to get out the truth. I guess it's just going to come down to, are they going to get it there? But it definitely sounds like Representative Burlson sees it the same way we do, that if you really want to go ahead and make this work and make it happen, bring out an executive order. More importantly, if they bring out an executive order, I think they can codify it, right, Daryl? Which means turn it into an actual law.
And they can. I think it's Curity Banis in the chat said he's getting a Jeff Goldblum, like The Fly kind of feel from Burlison.
Help me. That's from the old black and white one, if you remember.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jeff Goldblum. Good one.
That was a good one, to say the least. Yeah, more Aurora Borealis. Great shots going out there. All right, so here we go. We've got a clip coming to us from 4 men over on Newsmax. 3 men and a woman. Let's go ahead and play this. Going ahead and talking about the scientists' deaths are not coincidence. Let's go ahead and play this. Daryl, I made a funny one there, so.
I'm just biting my.
Hold on.
What is going on with scientists that went missing or they're dead?
So goddamn quiet is this?
It's now up to 11. What is going on here? Is there something that's collectively? Are these connected at all? And I mean, how serious is this? I mean, these people have what some people have said. Some of the biggest secrets in America have now gone missing. They've shown up dead. What's going on? And I know the Trump administration is looking into this.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions on this one. So 2 incidences that looked similar, that could be a coincidence. 11, not buying it. What we need to do now is we need to understand the common denominator of what all these folks had access to and what they were working on. And we need to also understand, and I think this is an important question, why is it that the White House is opening up a probe, but the FBI, the NSA, the CIA, DIA, all have passed on this one, and they're not looking at it as an anomaly. So in the executive branch, we've got a very big split into who thinks this is a concerning issue and who doesn't think this is a concerning issue. And I think the answer to that question is going to be very revealing. Yeah. And we need to get after it and not let this go at all. We need to know where these folks are.
Captain Sadler, is there any chance that there could be foreign involvement here?
I wouldn't rule anything out and let due diligence play itself out with an investigation.
That sounds like Freezer Man. That really sounds like Freezer Man talking. Here we go.
Itself out with an investigation. the odds are that there's a high probability of coincidence, but the number of these cases and similarities because of their work they've done, I think merits an official investigation. And it's unfortunate it takes the White House's engagement to make that happen.
What I thought was interesting, 4 of those cases out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. We'll wait to see what this investigation turns up. I mean, coincidence or are they connected? We'll wait to see. General Holt, Captain Brent Sadler, Hillary Ford, it's great to have you both here.
Yeah,
pops up in the craziest places.
Yeah, but you know what? I gotta say it, Daryl. They should have made that left turn at Albuquerque. They'd still be around. Or he shouldn't have made the left turn at Albuquerque. They should have turned right or gone forward. Sorry. Long time Bugs Bunny joke. Got to get to it. All right. In another story, yes, there's more stuff on the news. It's out there. We got our dear Maria Bartiromo out there talking about Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. Mike, should we play this one? Nah, I don't think we need this one.
No.
Don't need that one. Oh, something else. Dear Maria. All right. More aurora shots from last night. Absolutely gorgeous. Manitoba. Beautiful. Some of these are like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning with what's going on. I was watching one of the feeds last night and really low resolution, but the stuff was just moving so freaking fast and going along. I've never seen stuff like that before. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. So, all right, let's move on. We just saw, all right.
Will be coming out.
All right, we have another one. General Blaine Holt. He is a former Air Force guy, I believe, who's out in an interview over on Finnerty. I believe that's over on Newsmax, talking about the situation that I don't refute that there are extraterrestrials. Granted, we've had a lot of people used to be in the government before. Only 13 seconds. Let's just play it here.
I absolutely do not refute that there are extraterrestrials and that more will be coming out. I will tell
God. Look who's with them, Mike.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. We got played.
you, Dr. Greer is absolutely correct. We will learn more about our friends from other worlds.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, here we go. He's on the blacklist now. Or the dead list, whatever you want to call it. The list of people you ignore, right?
Right.
Can't trust a word comes out of his mouth. Sorry, guy. I'm glad it was only 13 seconds. We learned our lesson quickly.
We did.
This one is southern Manitoba. There you go. That was absolutely gorgeous. Another one. And another one. Gorgeous fucking aurora borealis. And we actually had a water spout yesterday in Puget Sound. Yeah, we don't get tornadoes here a lot, nor do we get water spouts, but it was in the weather yesterday. Comer, McCaslin, we got that one, more of that one. We got those letters. Okay.
UFO.
We've got something here. Hopefully this is long. Here we go. We got coming from Newsmax 12 hours ago. We find that we're not alone, that this will be the biggest revelation made. Mike. Got to bring out the lube. Avi Loeb.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Great.
Yeah, at least he's making the rounds.
File.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's got a horrible banner thing on it. Let's see if it goes away. Here we go. No. There we go. If I take the mouse out of there, it goes away. Let's play this clip again of Avi Loeb. We may have played it on Saturday. Got it again today. Here we go, folks.
Demand the release of America's UFO files. The president's announcement leaves many Americans, including me, once again questioning the government's knowledge of potential alien life. And joining us now to break it all down, astrophysicist, Harvard University professor, Dr. Avi Loeb. So, good morning, Professor. President Trump ordered the Pentagon to begin reviewing these files related to aliens and UAPs back in February. What are you thinking? Are we actually going to see anything that we don't already know?
Well, thanks for having me. On Friday, I had the fortune of a visit by Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna to my office. We spoke for about 90 minutes, and it definitely looks like there are objects that either the intelligence agencies or the Pentagon cannot figure out, and that's what makes life interesting. The Trump administration obviously rejuvenated the space exploration with the Artemis II success recently. They're also pursuing the new age of of artificial intelligence, but I'm most interested in whether we have neighbors, whether there is alien intelligence, because that could transform the future of humanity. And the question is, obviously the government has a lot of data, which part of it will be released, declassified, because some of the data relates to classified sensors, and some of it, of course, touches on national security. So we will not see everything, and the question is whether we will see some interesting data coming out in the first release on aliens.gov. That's the website that is currently expected to be the one where all the data will be deposited.
And I like referring to them as neighbors.
Sure.
That's nice. That's a nice way to look at things. So when UFO sightings have been reported in this country in the past, the military has been quick to kind of swoop in and ensure that there are no national security threats. And since the government has mostly kept what they found from these kind of secret sightings secret, how much do you think will still be redacted when these files are released?
Well, I expect only parts that relate to national security to be redacted or not released at all. But it's...
Mike, I got to bring this up. How many words are we going to get on these documents that are going to be unredacted? It's more like
oh my God. No, they're all going to be redacted.
Because everything is fucking national security. That's why they haven't released any of this stuff for national security.
Right. That's right. We're not going to get anything different at this point.
Well, audience, sets your expectation. We're not going to get anything. That way, if we get something, we can celebrate with the National Security Party. How about that?
That sounds like a plan to
Better
me.
than a pizza party, if you ask me. Especially when you have a pizza, this cheese pizza, you don't have enough cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Crime. It's a crime, I tell you.
It's really something that all of us should have a look at, and especially scientists like myself. I'm leading the Galileo project, where we are looking up. We don't just wait for the government to tell us what is out there in the sky, because we can build telescopes.
Hold on, one more thing. Mike, how many results have we gotten for Galileo project's observatories?
0.
How many
So
years
far
have they
today.
been there?
Too many years. And we got nothing. Nothing.
We ain't found shit.
Right. Because he still wants his $1 billion funding from Congress.
Oh, a bullshit artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I played the sound effects, but I didn't load it, and I don't want to crash the stream.
Nah,
after we start
it's
OBS.
okay.
But I'll do the sound effects myself.
There
Here
you
we
go.
Let's play a bit more. Here we go, folks.
And observe it, and we are analyzing it with machine learning, artificial intelligence. I just told my research team yesterday that once the data is released on the new website, we will immediately examine it and see what it implies. It may well be related to mundane phenomena or to human-made technologies. So we have to look at it. It's all about the data. It's not a matter of belief or conviction or opinion. It's all about looking at the data and seeing what it means. And very often you don't know the distance to objects, so you can't tell how fast they're moving. In the Galileo project, we are doing triangulation, allowing us to figure out distances, accelerations, velocities. And we are still searching for something that is not human-made. Anything human-made is boring as far as I'm concerned.
So, Professor, here's my problem. And trust me, I believe that we are not alone, or space would be an awful waste of space. But I can prove one thing. Government in Washington leaks like the Titanic. And if they'd have had information, I have to believe someone would have leaked it to the media in the last 70 plus years.
I agree with you, but the most reasonable scenario that I can imagine is there are things that the government cannot figure out. And the intelligence agencies and also people in the Pentagon prefer to keep them under wraps in order not to be embarrassed that they're not doing their job. Also, some of this data relates to classified sensors, so they would not release it in order for adversarial nations not to be aware of our capabilities. But the way I see it is that there is something they don't understand, and I'm here to help them figure it out. And at the very least, it will help national security. We will feel safer. Remember the Chinese spy balloon incident where it took a while before it was spotted and eventually shut down. So at the very least, this would help the Pentagon and the intelligence agency in doing their job. But if we find that we are not alone, that would be the biggest revelation ever made. And I think it will bring us to a better place.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, having worked, spent decades in government, there's a lot they don't understand. All right. Dr. Avi Loeb, thank you very much.
You know, I think Avi said it right here.
It will bring us to a better place. But if we find that we are not alone, that would be the biggest revelation ever made.
There you go. Brennan England, thank you for that Australian $5 super chat. Greatly appreciated. But yes, this is the point, Mike, or anybody in the back, with regards to this. This is the biggest thing that could go on, the biggest news that would ever happen in the history of humankind, that we are not alone. That really does tie it up of one of the major reasons why Donald Trump wants to bring the truth out.
I would agree, but Nick has his hand up right now, Thomas.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nick.
Thomas. Like, this could be the biggest story in human history. Like, he'd be in the history books if he said this.
Yeah, and it would be. And it would put Trump in the history books, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. And then people would be talking about, like, because I don't think that you could just say this. Maybe people would start asking more questions. Because, well, once you say this, Thomas, people are going to start asking other questions.
Yeah, of course. Like, forget about the craft. Forget how fast the craft moves. We don't give shit about the energy system or what goes on it, right? We don't. What we want to know is, what are they doing here? Then we could find out why they're here. And then we could find out where they're from and their history and everything like that. And way down the road, all that shit the federal government wants to keep for themselves for technology and other stuff, they can keep that information. I don't fucking care. If that's what's holding from bringing out the truth, keep it classified. Just, what are they doing here? Why are they here? And go down in history books about that.
I mean, it would be pretty explosive. And then the 0-point energy attack, that'd be pretty epic. If they announced the 0-point energy technology.
Yeah, but there was something that, God, I read this Sunday, I think. It wasn't today, it was Sunday. And there's something, okay, I need to, give me a second. Got it. Okay, I found the story. The stuff for 0-point energy, Nick, may also be around us right now, and we just don't know that it's there. It may not require anything exotic.
Right.
It may not require any, but it will require us a different way to look at it. So this is a new one. Came out on Sunday, I believe. Let me just read this. The next breakthrough in computing might come from rust. Yes, actually rust. Scientists just confirmed a new form of magnetism hidden inside one of the most common materials on Earth. It's called ultramagnetism, and it changes everything. Instead of using electric charge, it moves information using electron spin. That means faster processing, near zero energy loss, way less heat. Now, here's the part people miss. This isn't some rare futuristic material. It's literally everywhere. In my view, at least the poster says, this is what happens when structure is greater than substance. Same atoms, completely different reality. So the real question is, how many ordinary materials are hiding extraordinary physics?
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I see it.
Instead of using the magnetism to anything that takes something where it's spinning automatically, and they can take and use and leverage that. It's it's here. We can see it, but we just don't understand what the fuck we're looking at.
You wouldn't need superconductors.
Yeah.
At that point.
No. You wouldn't need to take things and actually they do have superconductivity figured out at room temperature, but you wouldn't need any of that.
No.
It's taking the stuff that's around us and just using it in different ways. A lot of people think it's rust, just throw it away, right?
Right.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing up the question, Nick, I appreciate that. That brought me down this rabbit hole to go ahead and find this piece to bring up. I think it's relevant. You bring up 0 point energy. You never know where it could come from or what it could require. All right. So another documents on that. What else we have? Okay, not sure if you know it. We have the new F-47, right?
Yes.
Coming from Boeing.
Yes.
Well, there's a new FA-XX next generation naval fighter concept emerging for Northrop Grumman, which means if they have this as a concept like this, Mike, it's probably already flying.
Right.
We'll see a lot more of Northrop Grumman's FA/XX Talus naval fighter concept in the new video, including some interesting features. I guess this is over at the War Zone. They got a video of it, and it's over on X.
Let's play it.
Oh, and this is from Northrop Grumman, just 15 seconds long, but. Let's look at the back. Yeah, it's another Talus plane, basically another flying wing, Mike.
Yeah, we seem to be making a lot of those lately.
Yeah, it seems to be. Weren't there flying wings back in World War II from Germany?
Yeah. Not a new concept.
No, it's not. It was very advanced, especially back in the 1940s.
Yeah, well, Operation Paperclip, we brought a lot of those scientists over here on our side.
Yeah,
after the war.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so that was a good one. Yeah, okay, that was in my feed. Let's deal with the next thing. Okay, they've had the robot marathons going on in China. I've talked about this. There's some other good videos I need to go ahead and find. This is a good clanker, as it was said in the chat, in the post on this one. This is like a pit crew coming in and working on the robot midstream, although the pit crew really needs to pick up their game. Kind of slow, but here we go. I think this here is they're actually pouring like dry ice or something in the back. It must be to keep the system cool. They're spraying the hell out of what do you want to call all the joints with probably some kind of silicone spray or something for lube. They can use Avi Loeb on so it could be a sponsor.
I'm curious why spraying that particular area helps the robots.
I don't know. There it goes running again, yeah. These things are pretty fast. We got that one, anything? Okay, we got that guy, that woman, and we got everything there. We got the story there, we got that video, we got, yeah, we're gonna skip on the stuff. Yeah, Middle East, crazy times, eh, Mike?
Oh, my God. We should cover the Iranian ship that tried to run the blockade.
Yeah.
And then after 6 hours of ignoring our warnings, we had to board it and take control of it. And what did we find? Oh, top IRGC members on board that ship.
Oh, they were.
And what was on that tanker that they refused to ignore our warnings?
Materials maybe for making ICBMs?
Chinese weapons. That China that swore to Trump that they're not arming Iran. That's exactly what they're doing.
Was that coming from Iran getting out, or was it going to Iran?
It was loaded with Chinese weapons going to Iran.
Oh.
And we warned them, stop, for 6 hours. And it completely ignored our warning.
Well, how do we stop them?
We shot out their engine room.
Well, it's easy to find. Just look for where the smokestack is and hit and shoot low.
Well, we advised the captain, please evacuate your engine room. Yeah. We're about to open fire on you. And then we sent the Marines in and took over the ship.
Yeah.
And they discovered all of the bilateral Chinese weapons headed towards Iran. So we have a bigger problem with China than we thought we did initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been lying right through their teeth and arming the enemy. That's not going to go away.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
a bigger. No, it's not, because now, with what's going on with Iran and all of the diplomatic talks that are going right down the toilet, we're going to have no choice but to blow them off the face of the earth, completely devastate their country, get rid of that regime once and for all. But that's not going to change now our standing with China, that has been lying through their teeth to us the entire time.
Now, one thing you need to do, Mike, someone's calling you a doomer out in the chat, Paul. Come on, Paul. Point you out. No, you have to look at every spectrum. You can't put on the rose-covered Greer glasses and say all the aliens are wonderful. They're our friends. They're here to help us. No, they're not. Evidence proves elsewise.
And our foreign adversaries like Russia and China are referred to as adversaries for a reason.
Yeah.
Not because they're our friends.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with doom and gloom.
Yeah.
We're just covering what's going on.
I did find a story I haven't covered yet. I know it's going to piss you off. That's why I have it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's have fun with it.
They're talking about missing scientist deaths and a certain scientist by the name of Amy, a person by the name of Amy that was added to it. Yes, it's over on Fox News. Let's get to it, folks. Here we go.
The more we dig into this story, the more we find. After urging from the White House, the FBI and other agencies are looking into the deaths or disappearances of these 11 U.S. scientists. One of them is Alabama-based scientist Amy Escridge. She was openly studying anti-gravity technology when she died in 2022. Her death was deemed a suicide by a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but she warned friends ahead of time that her life could be in danger. She spoke daily with Frank Milburn, a former British intelligence officer, about the threats she was getting, and he believes she was murdered for her work.
I don't believe that she killed herself. I just can't, because I spoke to her 4 hours before and she told me time and time again, I'm not going to commit suicide. I am not going to have an accident. If there's something suspicious about my death, it's because it is.
Milburn shared this text message he received from Escridge May 13th, less than a month before her death. It says, OBTW, if you see any report that I killed myself, I most definitely did not. If you see any report that I overdosed myself, I most definitely did not. If you see any report that I killed anyone else, I most definitely did not.
So, yeah, in this one, they're not letting sleeping dogs lie.
They're not leaving grieving families to grieve in peace, which is really a shame.
But wouldn't you think Miss McCaslin's wife is grieving right now?
No, I don't, because I think that she was very clear in that 911 call that she
there's
got to
be relatives of some of the other people who have got to feel bad about people being disappeared.
But she knew what was going on, what his mental state was, her husband, and what more than likely happened to him. No, she doesn't seem that shocked or surprised to me.
Yeah.
But that's one aspect of it. In the case of the Escridge family, they should leave this alone. It's been established. There's no mystery about this. It's all built up troll propaganda and disinformation.
Yeah, but they are making some points. It's newsworthy, and we're going to cover it here either way, both sides of the coin.
But we're also going to call out when it's absolute bullshit, like in the case with her and her family.
We hear you. We hear you.
4 years. 4 years, man. This happened 4 years ago.
And this is the most coverage. And Mike, I hate to say it, this is probably the most coverage the passing of their daughter has probably seen. Taken 4 years to get there.
But you have to understand something. Her family does not want this covered. They know what happened. This is a tragedy for them. This is something that they want to play down, not promote to the public. Yeah. And anybody that does that, that's looking for clicks, I have no respect for.
But, you know, if the government digs deep and they find something and it comes out,
She took her own life with her own personal handgun.
Right, but there was
that she
also
had for
burns on
years.
her and other stuff that aligned to different technologies like that we had at that time. So
No, nothing suspicious about her death. There isn't.
Yeah.
There isn't. She made a video that was pulled out that named Lou Elizondo, which was complete bullshit. She had mental issues. Her family knew she had mental issues. The man that dated her, Mark Sokol, he knew it. This is not a mystery. Nothing about this case is mysterious in any way, shape, or form. And anybody that tries to make clicks and get promotion about this is really doing a disservice to journalism, the news, and her family.
Yeah.
It's a tragedy.
It just fits the narrative right now. And you're right. 4 years ago, I seem to remember some of this all being hashed out and it becoming everybody that listened to the hash out realized that she had mental issues and killed herself.
Right.
So that's 4 years ago. But now you've got this narrative that's overriding everything.
Yeah.
So
look, they could say there's hundreds of scientists that died mysteriously or disappeared. As far as law enforcement is concerned, when you have unrelated cases like this, that these people were not directly connected to each other or in a passing way, the percentage of them are always going to come up as completely and totally unrelated. But when you have a direct pattern, some of them will be unrelated and some of them will also be tied together. It's all in the percentage. That's how it works across the board with patterns like this. These cases aren't going to be any different, Darryl. I know that for a fact.
yeah, I mean, I believe you.
So let's see what the FBI eventually comes up with if they investigate this and what they make public. And then we'll go over it and we'll tear it apart.
Okay, quick question coming in from Chris Parkenride in the chat. He wants to know, Mike, why are you so sure about Amy?
Because you and I both know Mark Sokol. We know a lot of the people and the scientists that were close to her and her father, Richard. We know the behind-the-scenes story of what was going on the entire time from back then to now. We also were the ones that were dealing with the aftermath of the troll bullshit and propaganda that was coming our way because of this case.
Yeah.
Right? That's why.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed from then to now, and it's not going to.
You got well acquainted with the facts when you were dragged into it as someone who had absolutely no tie to this.
Nothing
myself
to do with it,
or
right.
Lou, no. Yeah.
Right. You, me, and Lou had nothing to do with her or this case.
So, yeah, we got pulled into it, and it's a little bit triggering for you.
I'm a little bit pissed off because it's something.
Remember,
that
you got to get better.
Fact.
Control.
Just leave it the fuck alone already.
Yeah.
These people have a right to grieve in peace. It's a tragedy. That's it. Move on. Move the fuck on. Don't try to make clicks and get attention for something that's completely and totally unrelated. That's my take on it.
I gotcha.
16.
I think I missed this one.
Okay.
We got another video, folks. Back to the hall. I don't think I played this one. Did I play the one with Morning in America before?
I don't remember it. So play it again.
Audience, did I play this one? Anyone in the back? Did I play the one starting off with...
Was this played before?
I
don't
remember this.
Just fucking play it again.
I'll play it again. 2-minute, 28-second video. Happy 420, everybody. Another video for those who haven't seen it. Let's get to it. Here we go.
Welcome back, everybody. 16 minutes past the hour, and nearly a dozen U.S. scientists are dead or missing this morning, all with high levels of security clearance involving sensitive programs like UAPs and nuclear research. Well, this morning, the House Oversight Committee is investigating whether or not these cases are linked, if they're related. NewsNation national correspondent Leah Lando is following this one closely for us. I mean, Leah, this is bizarre. And some people, including Kentucky Congressman James Comer, say these missing or dead scientists could be a threat to national security.
That's right, Marky. A lot of people looking at this. Scientists had access to top secret government information. They're now missing or they've been found dead over the last 4 years. Many had ties to military defense, nuclear research, or UAP programs. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer posting on X that they plan to request information and briefings from the FBI, NASA, and the Departments of War and Energy. In telling Fox and Friends on Sunday, this is a matter, he says, of national security.
We know there are many countries around the world that would love to have our knowledge and nuclear capabilities, and these are the people that were at the forefront of it, and they're either dead or missing.
And he also says that he hopes they can prevent any future cases like these. While some of these cases share similarities, officials have not confirmed any connection.
These missing and killed scientists and former professional members of the Department of Energy vary in wide range. And we're working most importantly with our state and local partners who have the jurisdiction on each of these cases, whether they be a homicide or a missing persons case. They have the evidence. So what we're going to do is collectively pull it all into one place.
Now, one of these cases, scientist Amy Escridge was ruled a suicide. That was back in 2022. Her father, a former NASA engineer, told our Nancy Liu that he does not believe her death was suspicious, adding, scientists die also just like other people. Marky.
Interesting. Yeah, the numbers are impossible to ignore, and it's a stunning pattern that has emerged. Leah, thank you so much for those updates this morning. And we will be sure to talk more about this case and other issues in Washington impacting.
Mike, there you go. They're still reaching out to him, but he's coming back. He doesn't believe his daughter's death was suspicious. Best way you could ever say it.
Yeah, but they have to bother the poor man 4 years after he lost his daughter tragically.
Well,
you
could say it's news, and you always want to get the latest
after
update.
The fact, yeah, it's not news, Thomas. Not anymore.
Just for everybody else's who may not understand, I would assume, Mike, because of your career in law enforcement, maybe you've dealt with a lot of families that have been the victims of murder.
I have.
And so this may be an impassionate thing for you. I totally get it. You know, you've seen the dark side of what happens when family members are murdered. So and you want people to let it go. I mean, you want them to move on. So this is just dragging it all back.
Peace. I want them to have peace, Darryl. You have to understand something. She was a young woman. She had a whole life in front of her. They didn't expect her to die prematurely like this by her own hand. That's something that family is never going to get over completely, ever. And this last thing that they want or need is to have it public, which I can respect and I can understand, which I'm sure you can as well. So to beat it and drag it back out now, long after the fact, after the facts have been established, to me, I take that as an insult and a slap in the face.
Yeah.
And it makes me angry. But that's my opinion.
And I can say that my mother died from the side effects of the vaccine. It was horrible to see what happened. And then after that point, and she kind of recovered from it, she never recovered from it. It was just a fucking downhill fucking slide for her that was worst 7 months of her entire life. So if I had to go ahead and talk about that and bring it up and what happened, I'd be happy to, because I'd avenge what happened. But in the case of the Escridge family, they knew who she was, what she was going through, and when it happened, they know based on what was going on, and at least from their opinion and how they see it, and they have their absolute right to have that way because they were the closest to it. They know the most. It wasn't nefarious. And that's fine. It's like UFOs, right? We all see a lot of different ones up there, and 95% of the stuff, it isn't what we think it is, right?
It's prosaic, right?
Yeah.
But the small percentage that isn't, that's what we're interested in.
Laverne Lavera. I think it's Laverne. Been a while. All right.
Yeah, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But we all lost people because of the pandemic.
All right. Just to replay another video we played earlier, it kicked on me, Mike. Majority of the people aren't here for the entire show. They come and they go. So if we actually go through and cycle through our videos a couple times, Most of the
that's
people who
fine.
are watching this show right now, this is a good one from earlier on. Let's play this one. This
Okay.
one we've got Burlison talking about the need. This is important. We've talked about this many times. The need for an executive order.
Yeah.
You're an expert congressman on a topic that we ask about every chance that we get here at the Sunday briefing. UFOs and UAPs. The Pentagon missed an April 14th deadline this week to release 46 UAP files that Congress wants. Now, some Republicans are threatening the Pentagon with a subpoena. So President Trump is saying this.
We found many very interesting documents, I must say, and the first releases will begin very, very soon. So you can go out and see if that phenomena is correct. You'll figure it out. Let me know.
Do you expect this release to include information about a UFO that you've talked about in the press before that's so big it can't be moved, so the country it's in, which is classified, is hiding it by building a structure around it?
I certainly hope it does include that. Look, President Trump should be applauded. He is the disclosure president. He's done an amazing job of disclosing some of our nation's secrets that they've held on to for decades. But from my experience, we're going to have to wrestle the intelligence community to the ground in order to get this information out of their hands, because they really do everything they can to try to block us in our efforts. I sent a letter that was co-led by Representative Luna, Burchett, and many Democrats even, that was requesting these exact same video files. And then 1 month later, Representative Luna decided to go public with that same request. I'm glad that she did.
Hold on, Mike. This is an important thing we didn't talk about earlier in our second time through this now.
Okay.
That list that Luna brought out wasn't just a list she made up. It was a list that was being requested behind the scenes from Congress to the DOD.
Right.
So she took the stuff and basically said, you know what?
These are the files we want.
Fuck you. Here's the documents. Here's the list. Let's take it. Let's make it public. Put the stuff out there, you know? That's exactly what she did.
She did the right thing, but will she get it? Not without a subpoena, not without an executive order. You and I both know that. That's the problem.
Well, it worked, right?
I don't know. Did we get anything yet?
Well, it's caused a big ruckus. It's made a big splash in the media.
We ain't found shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go, Daryl. Yeah.
Let's see if it worked. Sometimes you need unconventional approaches to fix conventional things, because the way if you take it conventionally to get there, it's never going to work. There's too many things that know about the approach you're taking, and they're going to do anything to go ahead and stop it and keep it from happening.
Yeah, she gave a deadline of April 14th, which is come and gone already. So,
well,
not a good
her
sign.
deadline already came and went. Just like if you look at the calendar, it's been now 2 months since Trump said, I will declassify the UFO files. 2 months.
Right. That's right.
And what have we gotten?
I can't believe it's been that long.
I have more detail on my homeowners association complained against me for not having my front yard looking beautiful than we've gotten from the military, you know?
Right.
Or the federal government. Daryl's laughing.
Exactly.
You understand associations, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I understand them very, very well. I like to utilize those rules on my neighbors on occasion.
Oh, yeah. Perfectly.
But let's keep in mind the Epstein files were delayed over as well. We
Yeah,
still
you're
got
right.
them.
Let's finish this off. Here we go.
Because at the end of the day, we've played nice, but at some point you have to stop playing nice. You have to be direct. And so I'm glad that the president has taken action. Hopefully he will follow up with an executive order. That's where we will really have some teeth into this, and that will send a message and give the strength to Tulsi Gabbard and her team to actually get these files wrestled away from intelligence.
Congressman Eric Burlson, there's a lot there with both these topics. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anytime.
Yeah, so it's getting coverage. I think we're at a point now where we're kind of getting like respect for what's being discussed. It's not just, let's play the X-Files music and go, ooh. Most of the, educated correspondents are in the alignment with what we're talking about is real, and it's not made up fantasy. Your thoughts,
No,
Daryl?
they're starting to take it more serious at this point. which is a good sign. But what are we ultimately going to get from the government out of this? That still remains to be seen.
Right.
That's my point.
Absolutely.
The fact that Trump has a speech talking about this is, in my opinion, that's a major factor.
It's a positive thing. I agree with that.
Thomas, did we cover this the other day? Because we were dealing a lot with national security. I don't exactly remember. But the Titanic exhibit, did you cover that?
No, we didn't.
Okay, I emailed you a minute ago the Fox 32 Chicago story on this, but so I'm gonna guess somebody's gonna know about this in the chat as soon as I start talking about it. But there's a Titanic, they have this Titanic exhibit that goes around to different museums. It's like $6 million in value, and the place that they put it in Chicago, the museum, on the 114th anniversary.
All right, story about the Titanic museum exhibit. Floods.
On the 114th day, the exact 114th day of the Titanic disaster.
Oh my God.
114th year. What the fuck?
All right, this is a news story. Let's go ahead and play it. I love it. Here we go.
Thing happened at the Volo Museum. The Titanic exhibit flooded on the anniversary of the ship sinking in 1912. Yes, creepy. Tony Long has more on this odd occurrence, and she joins us now. So you went out there and talked to them.
It's not the first time something odd has happened there either, but this is unusual. The Volo Museum has had a reputation for hauntings, so much that a paranormal team checked and verified it. The Titanic taking on water on that date is thought to be more than a coincidence. A maintenance worker spotted water rising around the Titanic exhibit's display of how the famous ship pitched after hitting an iceberg in 1912. The museum took on water on the night of April 14th into the morning of the 15th, the same time that the Titanic crashed and slowly sank into the ocean 114 years ago.
This building in particular, it's weird because before it was the Titanic Museum, it was a fire station. And it burnt down. We've never had any water issues. There's never been a drop of water in this building. And now all of a sudden we turned it into the Titanic Museum and we get water twice.
The Titanic exhibit was built around a replica car like the one in the romantic historical film Titanic. The epic disaster has captivated audiences and history buffs for its themes of luxury, arrogance, and tragedy. This week's flood is unexplained. The building sits on high ground. There are no leaks and no plumbing, but there are plenty of stories about ghosts and hauntings at Volo Museum.
A lot of the stories came from visitors. I mean, we've caught some stuff on security cameras that was questionable. All signs point to it's haunted.
Well, there was no damage to the artifacts. They were able to clean up, dry out, and reopen that exhibit to visitors.
So there has to be a renewed interest. Are more people like, I have to see the ghost?
Oh, for sure. Well, they're calling, that's for sure, and they're talking about it. And, this exhibit really is popular. It's only been there for 3 years, but it's popular with, field trip groups. Kids who come through who know the history. And can you believe, they have some of the movie clips from Titanic, the movie 1997, almost 30 years ago. Can you believe that?
No, I cannot.
I can't either.
Fuck, that movie was 30 years ago, Daryl? Son of a...
So many things have happened in that period of time.
I remember watching that in the movie theater 30 years ago, like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I was in the nightmare already, so yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of weird, right? They never had any plumbing problems, and then all of a sudden on the same day at the same time, it starts flooding. Pretty unusual. I'm sure there's got to be a prosaic explanation for that, but sounds cool.
If there's anything, just a reminder that David Grush, plenty with different stuff. Only do anything. Is there anything on X that's going crazy? No, I'm not going to play that one. Played that one. I think we've about covered everything that's going out there in the news,
Social
my friend.
media world.
Yeah. Been a great show.
So.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy 420,
all right,
everybody.
let's see, hold on.
Yes, happy 420, everybody.
Oh, yeah, happy 420, everybody. Yes, if you haven't celebrated yet, wink, wink, it's time. Where in the
and yeah, wink, wink to the guy in the chat who said, "Bro is high." Happy 420.
Yeah. Okay, this is not it. Yeah, I'll find it if I got to get to here. Application. Do it manually. Apparently, my. There we go. Now let's see if this kills OBS. And it didn't. Good. Here we go. Frequent. Do it. There we go. All right, everybody. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully this is a good 420. If you're on the West Coast and you haven't gone and visited your local shop, go ahead and enjoy it. They've got great sales. It's like the Black Friday, but it's called Green Friday. Actually, it's Green Monday this year, 420. May the force be with you, as they usually say. It's May 4th. What am I talking about? Either way. Yeah, great day, everybody. Happy 420. Let's have a good one. I want to thank Daryl for being here tonight. Mike, thanks for being around as well.
Oh, my pleasure. It was a great show tonight. Good conversation. We covered a lot of different topics.
Yeah. Had some fun times. Went through some great stories and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to tweak the format a little bit. Because you look at how long, you got to find out how long people actually hang out for the show and stuff before we start recycling some of the videos. We talked about it. We were on the second time through. We'll get to a little bit different points, but it also brings something, back that we've got in a 2-hour segment we have to fill. Yeah.
It's like a recap.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
people joining us late. Yeah.
Exactly, my friends. Yes, if you're joining us late, we're talking about these wonderful things. We did that in the format when we were doing the drones. So looking back at some of the stuff to bring it forward again. It's about to go boom. At least that's what I'm thinking. On that note, I also want to thank everybody.
AI also thinks that, by the way. I asked Grok, based on everything you're hearing about UFOs, and it says disclosure in weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. I'll take that any day. That's a good thing. How long have we fucking waited? I've almost considered taking the show that we're going to be doing shortly and calling it the, instead of UFO News Update, the UFO Daily Report.
I don't think it matters what you call it. A rose by any other name is still a rose. I think the only thing the audience is interested
go
in
try it and chew what we've got now and just keep on going with it. I'm just twisting it there. But you know what? How long have we been doing this for? Way too long. Don't get too celebrating. Let's get everybody out there. Everybody have a good evening. We'll catch you all on the flip side. But wait a minute. I'm not going to say that. I've got someone else who will say that for me. Where the hell is that at? Where are all my controls at? There we go. And and I'll end the show by saying eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody. But
go back to Party City where you belong.
Absolutely. We'll catch you on the flip side. Good night, everybody. See you soon now. Take care. Bye-bye.